Hello everyone, welcome to CEC Gurukul lectures. I am Mehak Chawla, disciple of Guru Geeta Chandranji, an art educator and a Bharatanatyam dancer. Today we are going to start this session with foundations of Indian art and aesthetics. Everything is existing around contextualizing Bharatanatyam only. I'll begin the lecture with the quote by Ananda Kumaraswamy. The artist is not a special kind of man, but every man is a special kind of artist. Now we begin with the Indian arts and aesthetics, our lecture for today. So culture is expressed in various ways such as language, art, tradition and ways of life. Among these, art has an important place in understanding culture. Understanding of arts help us to know the nature of human beings better. It helps an individual to delve into their physical, emotional and sociological intelligence. The creative activities emerge out of art, science or literature. Creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Art is knowing which one to keep. Art and education affect each other and even have some common areas. The child comes to world with an innate capacity to learn. Art and art education help a child to blossom like a flower with all its color and beauty. Now we begin with the introduction and meaning of art. Arts have always been very important in human life. Basic need of human being is to express, get communicated to others through various arts. Recent research throw light on how during the prehistoric period people used to express through art forms. Art is a diverse range of human activities resulting out of creative skills and imagination. In Vatsayan has described 64 arts. Interestingly, in that list, the first 4 arts are performing arts, visual art, music, vocal, instrumental, dance and theatre. This also indicates that a strong tradition of performing arts can be traced back to the old civilization of India. In broader sense, performing arts require skills in which the artistic expression is conveyed to the audience through performers' voice, body, gestures or through sound objects or musical instruments. In everyday life, it is done through folk music, folk dance, folk theatre such as jatras, nautanki by the common people, in which all the common people gather and celebrate the life. And that's what art do in our lives. To practice the art in a specific specialized manner, it is referred to as the classical art forms such as music, dance and theatre, which has evolved over the centuries, having a strong tradition with laid down rules and regulation. So these rules and regulations are bound for the classical forms, which is Shastriya Nritya in Hindi, and Lok Nritya does not have any rules and regulation bounded to it. The source of creativity is in nature and we discover it by being creators ourselves as dancers, artists, painters, carpenters, sculptors, etc. We also discover that our creativity manifests itself in its best form when it is carried out in the spirit of togetherness, working together and living together, as this too is the pattern of nature. Art is considered as one of the important part of human activities. Art is the mental and physical activity where creation and expression are significant. Art is expressed through sensory perceptions, touch, see, hear, smell, and taste in an appealing way. It is the expression of an individual in certain way which attracts the senses of other individuals. Like some individual is performing something in front of you and using his or her face and the gestures, then automatically you will be more connected to that individual when he or she will be doing eye movements like this, doing the head movements, or showing a beautiful thing like a flower and a bee coming onto the flower. So that's how we are connected through art. That makes us connect with it in a deep sense. The word art is referred to the creative expression, जो मैंने अभी आपको दिखाया just अभी, such as music, dance, theatre, literature, painting, sculpture, printmaking, architecture. It can also be referred to the applied forms such as advertising, designing, jewelry, textiles, bead making, metal arts, ceramics, and such other things. Art is a highly diverse range of human activities which create visual, auditory, or performed artifacts, artworks that express the creator's imaginative or technical skill and are extended to be appreciated for their beauty or emotional power. Art is often examined through the interaction of the principles and elements of art. The principles of performing arts include balance, rhythm, harmony, movement, contrast, emphasis, proportion, variety. Let's discuss what all these are. So begin with balance. Balance is achieving a sense of equilibrium in the performance, whether through symmetrical or asymmetrical arrangements of elements or through the distribution of energy and focus. Now let's discuss rhythm. Rhythm is the flow and pattern of movement, sound, or other elements within the performance, creating a sense of tempo and pulse to which the performer hears it and follows and go in sync with the rhythm. Harmony. Harmony is the integration and unity of all elements in the performance, creating a sense of coherence and interconnectedness. Coherence is the clarity which we have, which we get by syncing ourselves with the rhythm and the music which we hear while performing. Movement, the use of physical action, gestures, and spatial patterns to create visual interest and communicate meaning. Contrast, the use of differences in the elements like light and shadow, sound and silence, or movement and stillness to create emphasis and visual impact. Emphasis. So the emphasis is drawing attention to specific elements or movements in the performance to highlight their importance or significance. Now we move to proportion. Proportion is the relationship between the sizes and scale of different elements in the performance, ensuring visual and thematic coherence. Variety. Variety is the introduction of diversity in elements like movement, sound, or character to maintain audience engagement and prevent monotony. The elements of performing arts include time, space, the performer's body or presence in a medium, and the relationship between performer and audience or public, content or message of the artwork. So let's discuss all these elements now. Time is the duration of the performance, the timing of events, and the pace at which the performance unfolds. That all comes under time. Now we discuss space. Space is the physical environment where the performance takes place, including the stage, set design, and the use of spatial relationships between performers and audience. Now the performer's body. The physical presence of the performer, their movement, gestures, facial expression, and vocal delivery. That all comes under performer's body. Now we move to performer's relationship with the audience. The interaction and connection between the performer and the viewers, which can range from direct engagement to more distance observation. Then comes content or message of the artwork. The aim of almost every performance is to communicate something, a story, an emotion, a message, a social commentary, or sometimes just the beauty of being in the moment. The content, what the artists want to share with the audience, is the essence of the performance. The various interactions between the elements and principles of art help the artist to organize sensorily pleasing work of art while also giving viewers a framework within which to analyze and discuss aesthetic ideas. So as you can see on the screen right now, we have an image describing the art. Different kind of arts are jotted down in this and their subdivision is mentioned, which we have just discussed. So now, emphasizing the role of art plays in liberating the personality, Herbert Reed says, a child's art, therefore, is its passport to freedom, to the full fruition of all its gifts and talent, to a true and stable happiness in adult life. Art leads the child out of itself. It may begin as a lonely individual activity, as the self-absorbed scribbling of a baby on a piece of paper, but the child scribbles in order to communicate its inner world to a sympathetic spectator, the parent, from whom it expects a sympathetic response. Now we move to performing art tradition. Performing arts occupy a significant place in the Indian society. There can be no doubt about the fact that the art forms be it performing or visual, reflect the thinking process of the society, which comprises its people, their habitat, ethos, emotions, and uniqueness of communities and surroundings. Dance is perhaps the oldest of all the living art forms of the human race. In fact, cave paintings of prehistoric times display stylized movements or dance conveying daily activities such as hunting, food gathering, enjoyment, etc. Images excavated from the remains of ancient civilizations give us valuable information about the history of our dance, such as the figurine of a bronze dancing girl, which has been found in the Indus Valley civilization relics. So, as you can see on the screen, there's a dancing girl, a bronze statue. Dance in India has been an integral part of every social and cultural event. In a country such as ours, in which people of different races, languages, and culture reside, there is a wide variety of forms in dance. Dances performed in India are believed to have their origins in dances and rituals of the period of the Vedas, which date back to around 5000 BCE. So, this is very old, which is being passed on through oral tradition and has come on to us. And we are receiving it by our gurus. Bhimbetka caves in the Vindhya Hills region of Madhya Pradesh are filled with images made by hunter-gatherers of dancers in various poses and group choreographies. Rather, as with most other branches of knowledge, its origin is ascribed to divinity, Nataraja or Shiva, in the image of the Lord of Dance, is revered as the supreme dancer. Some of the ancient treatises on dance and drama is the Nāṭyaśāstra, Abhinadarpana, Nartana, Samsvara, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Harivamta. So these are the oldest treatises of our dance forms. Recorded evidences of dance have been found from the study of anthropology, archaeology, sculpture, paintings, inscriptions, religious and secular treatises, and literary works. Paintings of ancient and medieval India are also a storehouse of knowledge for a dance historian. Gestures, body postures, expression, etc. are the basic elements of Indian dance, which you can see in the images as well. So there you can see the head movements and the eye movement, which is being shown in the image, and the mudras, which you can also see on the image, which is being shown to you right now. So there are different kind of mudras, which is using one hand or two hands. So as you can see on the screen is Utsanga is like this, we hold it like this. So this is a double hand in which we are using both the hands, or Kurma Hasta or Anjali Hasta. So these are the various mudras which we use in our creative form, which are performing forms while dancing, which conveys a message which we have formed in a particular choreographic manner. So all these, when combined together, formed an angahara, and with the movement, it is used to express something, whatever an artist wants to convey. Moving on, so the use of hand and fingers, hand gestures called mudras, eyes, head movement, formation or creation of different forms and shapes to the body are of primary importance in any dance form. And so the costume is of extreme importance, where the clothes, jewelry, makeup showcase the identity of a particular place or region of India. Example, in classical dance form like Bharatanatyam, performers adorn themselves in richly pleated silk sari, temple jewelry, and distinct facial makeup, all of which represent the cultural heritage of Tamil Nadu, because that dance form belongs to Tamil Nadu. So it depicts the culture and the identity of that particular space. Whereas in Odissi, if we talk about Odissi, dancer wears an elegant set of traditional silver jewelry, a brightly colored sari draped in a unique style, along with the crown-like headpiece, which is mukut, which together mirrors the rich temple tradition of Odisha. So if you see the temples of Odisha, it is being like that. So that's how the identity or the form of a dancer have taken place in such a way that it wears a silver jewelry and the traditional silver jewelry with a bright colored sari. Similarly, if we talk about the folk art in Bihu dance, for example, we see the men and women wearing typical Assamese dress like Mokhala chadar, dhoti, whereas in the state of Rajasthan, we find dancers wearing lehenga and chunri. So, like this only, each and every state has its own unique form of traditional dressing sense they have, and in the same way they depict their culture. Now we move on to the nature and scope. Earlier, the term art was used to refer to any skill or mastery in creating an object or while giving a performance. But in Indian tradition, there is a mention of 64 kinds of art. This brings us to the end of this lecture. Thank you.